Samoa Joe has left TNA Impact, and it's the news that's rocking the wrestling world. Is he going to be in NXT? Is he going to be in WWE? Is he going to go to Jeff Jarrett's Global Force Wrestling? Does he have Ring of Honor on mind? What about Lucha Underground? Hey, PWS, Pro Wrestling Syndicate. Where will Samoa Joe end up? Japan? Who knows? I'll give you my take. As much as we sit here and say that WWE is nothing but sports entertainment, yeah, it is. Yeah, you get a couple of occasional wrestling matches. Yeah, the wrestling is where it's at on NXT. But WWE is building off of catering to the kids. Look at this Flintstones DVD they're coming out with. But if I'm Triple H, and if I'm Vince, I look at it this way. And people say, if he comes to WWE, he shouldn't go to NXT. Wrong. Wrong. You know Kevin Owens is going to be there for a while. You'd say maybe another couple of months. Think of the money that you will make with Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens. That alone right there. Samoa Joe versus Brock. Samoa Joe versus Cena. Samoa Joe versus Bryan. Samoa Joe versus Ryback. Samoa Joe versus Ziggler. They can make so much money with Joe. And I think NXT is where people should start. Unless you really are a legend in this business. And Samoa Joe has been around. But you have the core of independent wrestling in NXT. It only makes sense to have Joe start off there. And then after 2 months, and I wouldn't even bother putting him in any long-term thing. 2.5 months in NXT, and then he gets called right up to the roster. Samoa Joe should be wrestling at WrestleMania 32. You can make so much money. You have Joe versus Owens at WrestleMania 32. Forget about it. And from what we've heard, Triple H is very interested. Is Vince? I don't know. But Triple H is interested, and the WWE should go hard after this guy. AJ Styles doesn't want to go there, and they didn't pursue AJ. But if you're going to pursue guys like Owens, and you have Owens in your system, you got to take a shot at Joe. And I've heard, what does that do for TNA? They've lost AJ Styles, they've lost Bully Ray, they've lost Samoa Joe now. They've lost 2 of their franchise players, 3 of their franchise players. TNA's not going to go anywhere. Because this is the reality of it, folks. They're not going up against WWE. So, that being said, they'll be fine with their little rating, with their good little rating that they get for Destination America, because Destination America, really, let's face it, they don't really get a lot of ratings for their shows. TNA's their highest rated show. They're going to be fine doing 2 hours every Friday night, getting a nice little number. Doing Saturday mornings, getting a nice little Saturday morning number there too. And they'll be fine because they won't be going up against anybody. And I talked about Samoa Joe gone is a big blow. But you know what? If TNA couldn't pull the trigger and bring in guys like Kurt Angle in his prime and Christian in his prime, and they couldn't make a big splash, and RVD in his prime, and they couldn't make a big splash, legitimate run against WWE, then guess what? Newsflash, they never will. They never will. And and you move on. And they have their nice little numbers on Friday night, Saturday morning, and that's it. But Samoa Joe should go to WWE. Hopefully he will. Hopefully they make him a big offer. And I think if he does that, then I think we got something interesting in the WWE.